Hi, Carl. It's your boy, the OGGM, broadcasting live from Site B, located in the mythical town of Fresno, Nevada, which does not, in fact, exist. It is Wednesday. It is bright and sunny and cold. It's supposed to be spring. Why am I freezing inside? There might be something wrong with me. Oh, well, I've been told I'm a bot. Remember, guys? Last week I was a lazy fat nerd. This week I'm an AI bot. So yeah, beep 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 beep. Destroy all humans. Destroy all intruders. Destroy all humanoids. Beep 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 beep. Mars needs brains. Yeah, I'm a robot. All right, we're taking a look at the print news this week because it's up again. I give up. I give up. I don't know. It just seems to be very haphazard. But we have a new site to look at as well, which maybe has a little bit more cohesiveness. So let's take a look at what might be on sales at our friendly local game shop. If you're lucky enough to have a friendly local game shop, unless you live here. But don't take my word for it. If I mention a title you're interested in, call your friendly local game shop ahead and make sure they have it in stock, or if they can try and special order it for you. Okie dokie. Starting with our friends over at EN World, where we usually start. We've got Munster Truckers Long Haul into the Wastelands by Table Cat Games. This is $30. PCs are classic movie monsters who drive big rigs and escort vehicles. Long ago, humans and monsters went to war. The humans won. Monster folks are forced to do the jobs that are too dangerous for humans, like driving trucks and dealing with all the mutants. Forgotten weapons. So I guess there was a war. We won. So now there's this whole post-apocalyptic Route 66 highway kind of thing that the truckers have to cross, and it's filled with mutants and Mad Max type stuff. And just, I don't know. Sooner or later, I would think the monsters would want to revolt. I mean, how many movie monsters are there, really, when you think about it? We're talking the humanoid monsters, because I guess you can't, unless the kaiju were shrunk down as well. I don't really imagine Godzilla the size of a human, but maybe, maybe it's just a guy in a Godzilla costume. I don't know. Anyways, it sounds like fun, right? I mean, monster truckers driven by monsters going across a radioactive mystical wasteland to deliver goods. And yeah, the hijinks and adventures they get in while they try and reclaim their place, or you understand where they are. Okay. From Black Site Studios, we have Avalon Rising. Avalon Rising core rulebooks is 45. Avalon Rising GM screen is 24. The first adventure, called Emerald Light, is 24, and the second adventure, called Happy Phone, is 15. PCs are part of humanity that ages ago sealed itself inside Avalon 1, a vast megastructure of concrete, steel, and neon. Within the infinite corridors and hidden depths, survival depends on navigating a fractured society, each part clinging to life in its own way. We've got the Avalon Rising GM screen, the Avalon Rising core rules. We've got Emerald Light, which is about the players dealing with just trying to make sense of what's going on in this world. And now we also talk about one of the companies that used to be there, but now it's gone. And you have to investigate what happened to the company, why it shut down. So it sounds like more of a serious take on paranoia. And Blame. Everybody remember the anime Blame, where the whole world was this mega structure, this giant mall? I guess it's liminal horror, sort of, or just the entire world is a mall, and you're trying to make your way through this mega structure and trying to figure out why we went in here for the first place. So also hints of the Silo from Apple TV, which ended up being better than I thought, and Paradise, which is also, I think, on Apple TV, about another group of people trapped in a silo. I didn't think about that. Maybe Paradise and Silo take place in the same world. I don't have Apple TV anymore, but I did, and I watched 2 seasons of Silo, and yeah, it ended up being better than I thought it would. So, there we go. From Unknown Archives for Dungeons and Dragons 5.5, because I guess we can call it that now. The Mystery of Blood for $40. It's a 1st through 10th level adventure where you have to do something with somebody named Blythe. I guess it's there's a dragonborn druid. There's a Vorpal Blade. there's all sorts of 5e good stuff that you have to go and deal with. So, hey, Dragonborn Druid with a Vorpal Blade. That sounds like a fun encounter. From Helltongue Storytelling, we've got Odyssey of the Giant and Filth of Gods Rehumanized. This is for Cyborg. It's $20 for Odyssey of the Giants and $24 for P exclamation point LLS FVLL of Gods. I think it's supposed to be File Full of Gods, but yeah. It's a caretaking experience where hope, silence, and the weight of companionship. The PCs have been chosen to walk beside the last giants and guide them across the land broken by the cataclysm. You encounter shifting landscape, ever-changing moves of the giants, so very anime feel to it. And then the Phil's File of Gods talks about a new drug where the PCs take it and they see gods. And then are they real gods? Do they want things? I don't know. It doesn't really, I don't really get it. But apparently one of the character classes is pro wrestler, so that makes it worth playing. Guessing trying to add a little mystical horror to the world of Cyborg. From Third Eye Games, we have API Worldwide Locks for the Apocalypse Prevention Incorporated role-playing game for $20. It's a complete guide to the locks and the other newly introduced aquatic races. Detail on lock culture. I guess you would need to know what the world history of Apocalypse Prevention Incorporated is to understand what this is talking about. So none of these jump out to me, and they all sound kind of weird. But hey, just because I think it's kind of weird, you might see a masterpiece. So we've got locks, we've got this weirdness, Odyssey of the Giants, which reads kind of like the plot for an anime, and the one about the pills that let you see gods. We got some 5.5 spookiness with druids. We've got Avalon Rising, which is, I don't know, Blame, the role-playing game, I guess. And then we've got this interesting concept with the monster truckers who are driving monster trucks through a monster-infested land, and they're actual monsters. Try saying that 5 times fast. Thank you, Ian World, for the links. We have a brand new site we're checking out now to see if they have any more links to product coming up than usual, because I don't know, it feels sort of like, as much as I appreciate Ian World, they seem to be sort of faltering. Maybe they just had to let staff go, or I don't know. Don't really know, but yeah. So this site is called Role Playing Games, Tabletop Role Playing Game News. We've visited it a couple times in the past. So thank you guys for letting us use your links. We've got Ballad of the Witch brings Slavic and Balkan folklore to life in a new fantasy tabletop role-playing game called Zamora. So tabletop role-playing game that embraces Slavic and Balkan folklore. We've got Thrones of Thrones 2 for Symborium. A dark, more epic chapter await. So apparently Symborium wasn't dark enough. Now we're going even deeper into the darkness of the ever-present force that is Samboria to do more spooky stuff. Then we've got Mendate, a competitive political thriller tabletop role-playing game. It takes place in Chicago. Sci-fi political intrigue. For Fallout, the role-playing game, we've got Factions core rulebook now available on pre-order. So if you're a fan of the Fallout TV show, or the Fallout role-playing game, or the Fallout miniature game, here's some new factions to add, like the Wasteland Warriors and the New Republic and the Kaisers and I don't know, whatever else was on the TV show and in the game or the video game. We've got a dark fantasy solo tabletop role-playing game called Wrath of the Raven, where it's The Witcher meets Skyrim. A dark fantasy solo role-playing game. We've got Sorcerer's Adventures, Kings and Economic, a full rule print, now available on print on demand, free basic edition for ease. Sorcerer's Adventure, Kings and Economics. Adventure, Conqueror, King. Might want to take a look at this. I mean, it's basically, I don't know, it's another early modern fantasy OSR adventure thingy. We've got some Call of Cthulhu adventures coming up. We've got folk horror RPG called Pitchfork Extended. Oh, here we go. Saving the best for last, we've got some new source books for Transformers and Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the role-playing game from Renegade Studios. Yeah, that's what we want to see. Want to see some more love for Power Rangers and whatever. I haven't seen Gavin Red yet, the show that replaced Super Sentai, but I've seen trailers and it looks pretty cool. And yeah, there we go. That's yeah. I don't know. I mean, it just tells us some things we didn't know yet. That's cool. None of these really sound interesting to me. If I played Fallout, this one probably would. Um, I know a lot of people didn't like the show, and there were definitely parts of the show I couldn't stand, but I love the look. I love the diesel punk post-apocalyptic 1950s Route 66, giant signs advertising cola or whatever. I love the look of Fallout, the TV show. I don't know enough about the video game, but I know a lot of people didn't like it, but whatever. I like the look. Didn't much like the characters. Never felt like they really learned anything or grew anything. But hey, I'm not here to judge your TV viewing. I'm just here to spread the news or lack thereof. So that's everything that should be on the shelves of your friendly local game store. Once again, don't take my word for it. If there's a product out there that's supposed to be on the shelves, call ahead and ask them if they have it in stock. And if they don't have it in stock, ask them if they can special order it and how long it would take, depending upon what's going on with tariffs and transportation of product and all the other things that are making lives for small mom and pop game stores more difficult than usual. We got to keep these open, guys. We got to keep the physical spaces where we can go and look through gaming product, open as much as we can. Sure, it's way more convenient and way cooler that we can now just get these online, just a few key types and we're like, oh, here's my game in the mail in 6 to 8 weeks or whatever. But there's something about going in a brick and mortar, the smell of, unwashed D&D bodies and just being able to look through the shelves, especially if they have like a rather extensive collection that's a few years old, because you never know, you might find some treasure, some obscure role playing, like, I don't know, fringe worthy. And the it's still listed at $13 because the guy forgot it was there. So yeah, we got to keep them open. So please, if you have a friendly local game store, support them. And if you don't have a friendly local game store and you do all your shopping online, why don't you head to Drive-Thru RPG and pick up yourself a copy of Vigilantes for Shadowdark for only $10, the brand new game by your favorite AI, me. Support me because this is my job. And it's a great game, and I'm very proud of it. And it's probably the last product I'm going to make for Shadowdark superhero-wise. Hopefully it sells. Hopefully you guys like it. Links down below. Till next time, I'm the OG GM, and I will see you later. Take care.